Nelson, this looks, I'm looking at these parts, this looks like almost a brand new plane, but it's not.
It's not. It was restored once in its past, but mostly what you're seeing is a result of daily cleaning or weekly cleaning down at the mall building, the National Mall building.
Oh,
Although
wow.
you do see some dust and dirt on it, and there'll be some other evidence will show where it's been taken apart.
Yeah.
When it's on exhibit, especially in a new museum like Hazy here, there's a museum environment.
Right.
And there are minimum requirements for temperature, dust control, airflow,
Right.
humidity. So you're trying to maintain that because otherwise you will get degradation and you will get dust collection and dirt.
But hold on, before we bury the lead, whose plane is this?
This is Amelia Earhart's Vega V.
Amazing.
And this is the aircraft that she set 2 records in. She flew solo across the Atlantic in this.
Amazing.
And then she flew later that same year solo across America. The first female aviator to do that. In fact, she was the first aviator since Lindbergh to fly solo across the Atlantic. So,
I love that this object that gave her so much and she did so much with it. And this is like a part of, it was like a part of her.
yes, it's very much the living legacy we have left of her. So when she got done with this, she donated it to the Franklin Group up in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where the Smithsonian received it from the Franklin Group later in its life. But she knew it was significant when
Good.
she moved on to a later model version of, in fact, she liked the Vega so much she went to the Vega 5C after this.
Oh, okay.
So and in fact, this was a very popular model in the late 20s, early 30s. One of the earliest monocoque designs.
Right.
This is going away from the biplane style where you're using wire and rigid tubing and stuff to create your structural integrity.
So while its form factor is very familiar, this is one of the earliest examples of it.
It is.
Wow.
And it looks like metal, but this is a wood body frame.
Oh.
And the shape is what gives it its structural strength.
Right.
And this version would have been a multi-passenger. The commercial version of this would have been a multi-passenger, maybe anywhere from 4 to 7 passengers in here with a single pilot up front here. None of these aircraft at this point are pressurized.
Right.
But this one was designed, you can see where the windows would have been.
Oh, yes.
All through these
Look at
and
that, of course.
Yes. And if you look through here, you can see where the back of them would have been.
Oh, yeah. It's surprising how beautiful it is, considering its age.
It is. Now this one has been restored in its past.
Sure.
This is not original what you're seeing now, but this is decades old. So what she done was she would have stripped it down like this. She would have filled it up with extra fuel tanks and survival equipment, and she would have made her flights.
Right.
And bravely so, and this plane was very well suited for the mission she picked it for.
Now, it's here, I mean, as part of the renovation, and is it undergoing a large amount of work or a small amount? What is it? What is it doing here?
Unlike some of the others we've seen here in the hangar today, this one will not be a full restoration. This one just needs condition of treatment and assessment because it's been out of hands of ours for 40 some years now. We will do a new assessment, and then it'll probably be mostly a cleanup on this one.
Right.
There might be some touch-up infill painting here and there. There will be documentation of its current condition for those that come after us. So we can tell them, well, in this year we noticed there was some degradation that we didn't know about decades ago, but now you're seeing it at this point. At least we left a trail marker, we saw now. So this is not one of our more long lead projects. This one will be just a matter of a couple weeks, probably, total time, labor. Because it's mostly just a cleanup.
Okay.
Now, it'll probably take us only a few days to put it back together, but there's a lot of care that goes and put it back together. So this is the underside of the elevator, and this was covered by the fuselage. But you can see what dust and dirt does collect up over the years.
That's just from sitting.
Yeah. We've had some engines came in to open on some of the other aircraft from down there, and there was like piles of dust this tall.
Wow.
Because we couldn't get to it.
Yeah.
And interestingly, when they did an analysis on this, what you're seeing here are the 3 major components of this dust and dirt you see are carpet that was the old carpet in the museum down there, blue jeans, and human skin.
Yeah, I knew the human skin was going to be part of it.
So those are the 3 major components of museum dust. So this will obviously get very well cleaned and a lot of attention while it's here before it's sent back downtown to be reassembled. And that is the nature of museum work. So, this was the underside or the top side in this case.
Right,
And
no one saw it for years.
Couldn't get to it.
Yeah.
The newer designs, hopefully we're taking into account, we need to allow access to be able to get to these things to continue to clean them.
I see. Now, when it goes back, how does it go back? You guys have a moving company that does it?
So in this case, because it's a NASM-only artifact, it's one of the sanctum sancts, so to speak.
What does that mean, a NASM-only artifact?
So within our collections department, we have designated a certain subset of, we've categorized a certain subset of our artifacts to be only we will touch them.
I see.
This project is so huge on the renovation and the transformation of the galleries downtown that we've had to outsource some of the artifact movement and installation work. But there's a few that we've determined that only we will touch within house. And this particular artifact is a NASM only. So it was deinstalled by only NASM personnel, and it will be moved. It'll be packed up and moved on one of our vehicles, taken back downtown, and then put into the gallery and then rebuilt and installed into its new presentation location only by us.
Wow, so you guys have tens of thousands of objects in your collection. How many are stipulated as NASM only artifacts?
There's approximately 50-ish out of the 3,000 or so that are going to go back into the mall building.
Yeah.
Now, all the remaining ones that we're not physically doing, that the move contractor is handling, we will be there for oversight. We do oversight every day right now.
Of course.
So we're there doing hands-on and guidance when they deinstall them and disassemble them, and then in reverse when we reassemble and install them. And many of these larger artifacts, of course, when they go in, they're suspended from the ceilings.
Right.
And all that rigging and all that mechanical design is reviewed by us or built by us. If it's a NASM only, we're going to do it from cradle to grave, though.
Amazing. Incredible. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.